Really? Really? Still nothing new? And we're into the second case already? Welcome back, guys, to another video on the channel. Today we'll be taking a close look at the main highlights of 2026 Singles Case B. Now these are the ones here that I just don't really want to do a full video on, so instead I'm just going to show them off in this video. I have already done a couple of other videos on the channel, such as Hauling Gas, which is another one which is available in 2026 Case B, also made in China. You can check out that guy. I did also review the Racing Rescue Chinese version of Sarge in a Thailand comparison video. Same with Top Marcus, because he is one of the big differences with the new eyes, as you can see there. On Thursday, I did take a close look at the new China version of Francesco here, with the black outlining around the eyes. And the other one that I won't be including is Rich Mixon, because I pretty much think he deserves his own review in the near future. Probably in about a week's time, because after today, I'm going to be taking probably a full week's break from YouTube, as in actual videos. So yep, there is the Chinese version of him. So that's why those 5 cars will not be seen in today's video. But yep, let's take a close look at some of these cars now. So I'm going to go in pretty much, I don't know, movie order, I guess you could say. But yeah, here we have the King. He is back for China, and this is technically a new variant. I don't really see many differences between him and his Thailand release, but I will show it in just a few minutes here when I get through all the cars. But yep, there is the front of the packaging, and this is the only package here today where I actually have the other cars on the back, like McQueen. Oh, you can see some other Case A and B highlights here, and it does say made in China, so technically making him a completely new variant. Same goes for Ralph Carlow. I was going to do a video on him originally, but then I just thought that looking at his Thailand release, he's not actually too different, unlike Top Marcus and Hauling Gas. Although I could be completely wrong here. You can see that here, there. We'll take a closer look at him in a minute here. And this is international packaging, so there is only the one car on the back. Anyways, he does say made in China. I apologise for the cut there, guys. My dog decided to start barking. You probably heard it in the background there. But yeah, we also have a new China release or variant of Dexter Hoover with checker flag. I believe he has a slightly new expression. We'll get into that in obviously a few minutes. Here is the back of the packaging. Again, made in China. Here we have Marlon McKay. Again, new China release. There is some differences here, which we'll get into in his, comparison in a few minutes here. You probably already know what. Yep, you can see the front of his artwork, and obviously again, this is international packaging. Just to confirm, it does say made in China. This will be the first one I will be taking a close look at, because I don't actually have the original Chinese version of him out of the packaging, and also the Thailand version released in 2022. So he'll be one I'll be taking a close look at just on his own, and that's Brad Winmiller. See the back there is if you are interested. Going on to cars 3 now, we have the Dinoco Cruz, which is a new variant because she no longer is metallic, has a plastic eyepiece. So that is the new variant. You can see here the older promo image there, made in China, as seen in Cars 3. Another one, which is a new variant, Fabulous Lightning McQueen. We'll get into the colour comparison in a minute here. Yep, you can see Rusty's McQueen there, which is actually now finally accurate. Made in China, seen in Cars 3. That is correct. Another one I'll be comparing quickly in today's video is Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. I don't really see many differences between his Thailand and this China release here. Yep, you can see that is the back of the packaging, made in China. Heyday Smokey. This is what Heyday Smokey actually looks like. And then this is Hot Rod Smokey. How can you mess up this so badly, Mattel? Once again. Mattel just don't care anymore. Like, they just generally don't. It even says it on the back. At least they got the movie correct. Whoopee. Made in China. And obviously one last one I was going to do a video on, but I thought there is no really need to. He's no longer the chase vehicle. Yeah, we can see here, this is the radiator springs like the McQueen, which is less shinier than his Thailand release, Mattel. And yeah, actually this is the other one I have with the other cars on the back, McQueen, Hall, Brad, Sheriff, Marilyn and Mater. Again, made in China. So yeah, apart from these 5 cars here, those are the ones I will not be showing off in today's video. All the comparisons will be, you know, here, I guess. So without further ado, let's get into the comparison of none other than the King. So here we have the King, and straight off the bat, there is really no many differences. Yeah, let's just, obviously this is the China, this is the Thailand one. Here you go, you can see the base, it does say made in China, Plymouth Superbird, and this one is made in Thailand, Plymouth Superbird. The only thing that I could really see that is the difference is probably the plastic eye plate and the rear spoiler being a different colour. Maybe the window bars as well here. The sponsoring on the top maybe a bit better. If I zoom way in. Yeah, quality control is still terrible though. Like, what the heck is that? But anyways, there is that. The side, obviously, slightly different once again, as you can see here. But apart from that, there is really no differences with the King whatsoever. Now, I will take a close look at Ralph Carlow for you guys. Here is Ralph Carlow, and taking a close look at him now, he is actually slightly different, obviously, compared to his Thailand release, which was in 2022 in the white box packaging. You can see here the red on the Lily Torquay is actually more red, as you can see here, and this one is the China one, as you can see via the base there. Yep, you can see definitely a lot better. Obviously the plastic eyepiece is still there, less grainy. 117 the Lily Torquay Pistons logo there on the back. On the side here, you can see the red rims are a lot better compared to the Thailand ones. Sponsors are also a bit better, and the same with the Lily Torquay on the back. And obviously the back as well, this is like more of a grainy red, this is more of a red, as we have discussed. Yep, you can see that there on the back. Pretty interesting stuff. Here are the 2 bases, so you guys know. And also they seem to have fixed the axle problem, as you can see here, with what I mean from Thailand to China. China doesn't have the problem, whereas Thailand do. So finally, that is a bonus. And also here is another Chinese version of Ralph I do have, as you can see here via the base. Yep, this is raised eyes version. The sponsor is a lot bigger compared to before. New China, old China. Old China still wins it by miles. Obviously the 2 windows there. So yeah, I do obviously prefer the old China, but for the, you know, updated China variant from coming from Thailand to China, China is better than this Thailand one here. That is Ralph Carlow. Now let's take a close look at Dexter Hoover, a checker flag. So on the right hand side is Dexter Hoover, a checker flag from China, and obviously the one from Thailand is on the left. The yellow on the bumper, definitely a lot better. It's more yellow than a grainy yellow. The same with the grille here / nose. You can definitely see that is a lot better. I'll even show you up close there. Official piston cup. Yep, that is a lot better. Racing series, and that's just like a terrible black. That is a lot better from China, in my opinion. The graininess is gone. To the flatbed, pretty much the same. To the side, yep, that is more like bright yellow. This is like a dull yellow. Really cool stuff. I'm glad that they updated this. And obviously for the flag, you can see here, this is the Thailand one and this is the China one. A lot better in my opinion. And for the license plate, if I zoom all the way in, A113CA, yeah, that is a lot better from China. Props to China, and for fixing the issues there. So yeah, that is a bonus. So well done to Mattel for that. That is the Thailand one. Now over to the original Chinese version, which has a different expression here, as you can see. Yeah, you can just see how much better the original China version is. There's this like green outline around the license plate here, which is interesting. You see the two bases. 2013 made in China, and then 2025 made in China. So yeah, overall there are 3 different versions of Dexter Hoover that I have with checker flag open. I know for a fact there is a lenticular version, but I don't have that one open. It's available in the free pack with lenticular damage to king. Yeah. Up next, I'll just take a quick look at Brad Winmiller for you guys. So here is Brad. Really, there is nothing special to talk about. Cool that he is a green Pistol Cup fan, probably the only Chickix race fan we've actually got, I guess. Sedan sort of type model. A4D17 license plate. Yeah, there is Brad. Literally nothing too special about him. I don't know what else to say. I wish I had the other 2 variants of him out of the packaging so I could compare, but sadly I don't. I guess now we go on to Marlon McKay. So here is Marlon out of the packaging, I guess, and he's actually one of the ones that has the biggest difference so far, and I will actually say he is a new variant, as in a proper variant. So yeah, this is the China version, as we can see, 2025, made in China there. But when we get the Thailand version, which is this one here, let's do the switcheroo. Notice anything different? No. Well, the headlights are much more of a proper blue now, as we can see here, compared to this dull blue. So that is a bonus. Really, really cool. Security. The expression is exactly the same still, as we can see here. You can see the light on top as well is also a slightly different colour. Security. The window is also different as well. On this side we have bracing, Pistol Cup Bracing Series. Obviously China is better than Thailand. Weird looking rims. No license plate, so he is driving illegally, I guess. Yep, you can see the 2 bases there, so you guys know I'm not bluffing. There is also the original Chinese version as well. There is also a lenticular version, which, you know, I just didn't bring out for today's review. Yep, you can see here, so this is the old China, as you can see, expression, Pistol Cup security. Really, really interesting stuff. And yep, you can see this is the 2013 release of Marlon McKay. So yep, now there is 3 fixed eyes versions of him, and obviously he is a complete unibody, I believe. Yep, because his eye plate is part of the body, and also the original China one seemed to be a little bit lower down compared to Thailand and China. This is the original China, and then this is the Thailand one. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff, if I do say so myself. Up next, I guess we'll take a closer look at Heyday Smokey. So here we have Heyday Smokey. Oh, sorry, Hot Rod Smokey out of the packaging. And the one on the right, just to keep it consistent, is the China one. One on the left is Thailand. You can see here via the base, made in China, and then made in Thailand. So yeah, overall, there is some slight differences. Now there is more red on the nose bit here. Headlights are less grainy. The red is a little bit more vibrant. Less graininess on the eyes up here. Especially really interesting stuff. The flatbed. You can see the colour difference there. Let's put the new China on the top. And zoom out for you guys. There we go. So, yep, you can see just slightly different. Not too much though. The rims are probably the biggest difference. Door handle, yeah, they're literally the same. Now for the best dang garage in town. This is like a dark blue license plate for Thailand, and this is like a blue license plate for China here. So, do you know what? Thailand's actually better. Just going to make sure this is Thailand. Yeah, this is Thailand. For the license plate, Thailand win it. Yeah, look at that. That is just, what is that? What does that read? Compared to that? Yeah, Thailand, just better for Hot Rod Smokey in general. Let's look at the other side. Yeah, that is pretty much it for Hot Rod Smokey. I don't know what else to say about him, to be honest with you guys. Up next is Fabulous Hudson Hornet, or Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. We have the old China here, Thailand, and new China. So let's move the old China away for the time being. And let's start off with the comparison. So it looks really the same, to be honest with you guys. Maybe the silver on the China version is a little bit more better than Thailand. Twin horsepower, twin H power, yep. That is definitely a lot better font, for sure. The eyes, the 51. New China on the top. Oh, okay, yeah, that is some slight differences there. If you look at the piston cup, it's not covered as much as you can see here. Really interesting. Fabulous Hudson Hornet. A lot more dirt on the back compared to Thailand. Dirt Track Racer. Hornet logo is more visible there. How about the back? Yep, the Hornet logo. It's more of like a visible sort of. Yeah, that looks a lot better. The China one looks a lot better, guys. Just looking at it at first glance. Yep, and this is the China one, as you can see, made in China there. Base code up there. This is the Thailand one, as you can see, made in Thailand. Obviously, comparison to the previous China release, which was in a 2-pack. Yeah, the China one is way much more better. More dirt on the piston cup logo there. Let's keep it consistent. Yeah, even the whole tail lights were filled in back then. Yeah, China back in the day was so much better at making cars than what they are now, but at least some of the China variants are better than Thailand. That is for sure. But yeah, that is a look at the docks now. I guess let's go on to Fabulous Lightning McQueen. I can see why some people hate this Fabulous Lightning McQueen. He does look quite bad, but then again quite good at the same time. Just to show you guys, there is a look at the base, just to show you guys proof that this is the 2026 China release. I probably said 2025 so many times. But yep, to the right now is the 2026 one, to the left is the previous Thailand one, and actually let's get the 2024 one out. So yeah, there's a few differences here. This is an older one, this is the 2024 one. Whoop. Actually, this is the 2025 one from the Willie's Butte 5-pack with that Sally, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So straight off the bat, the McQueen is a different colour, as you can see here. There is the hood bonnet logo. The Rusties is now textured, whereas before it was just like painted on. That is really cool. Lightning bolts are a different colour. Eye plate is also a different colour as well. 95 for the side. Yep, this is more like a yellow, this is more like an orange, and it is textured, whereas before it was just a whole flat decal, I guess. See here the 95 on the back, fuel cap, 95. The red tyres are a lot better, in my opinion, from China compared to Thailand here. So that is a bonus. Going to the back now. Ford Doc Hudson. Really interesting. Look how much better that is with the Hudson Hornet logo compared to Thailand there. which is really interesting to see. The windows as well are a lot different. Really cool. Yeah, you could just definitely see the colour difference there for the two McQueens. Obviously, still has the base holes. Obviously, this is now the previous Thailand Fabulous Lightning McQueen, which is more yellow. So you can see what I mean about these two. Yeah, really interesting stuff. Really interesting. And obviously, we can't forget the China version, the original China. As you can see, look at how much better those wheels are in metallic red. Can't we just get that in these days? It's just, Mattel's quality control is just shit. I'm sorry for the language, but can we go back to this than this? Like, it doesn't need an outline around the rusties there. Look, there is barely any outlining. Ever so slight, like, probably 1% black. That's probably like a, I guess, 5% outline. As you can see here around the rusties. Yeah, the metallic red is just so much better. So much better. And this is the 2017 release. Just get this one over this one. Generally, it shouldn't be too hard to get. But yeah, there is McQueen. I guess now we take a close look at Cruz and Radiator Springs McQueen, and then we'll end up the video. There are generally so many different variants of Dinoco Cruz. If you don't know, there is about like, what, 20 different ones. There's Vietnam, window bar, metallic, non-metallic, fake factory customs. There's so many versions of Dinoco Cruz. I didn't bring them all out here today. I just brought out a few. This is the new China one, as you can see via the base. This is new because now she has a plastic eyepiece and is no longer metallic. And what I mean by that, well, this is the old Thailand one here. And if you just look at the Dinoco decals, definitely not metallic. Still has the plastic eyepiece though. Less outline around the eyes there, I guess you could say. You can see the hood bonnet there as well. And going on to the side, this is just blue. Just like Fabulous McQueen. The metallic is more accurate. I really do prefer the metallic. I mean, I don't mind it being blue. Like it's just a standard blue. It's better than some of the previous Dinoco Cruz Ramirez releases from China, that's for sure. But I don't know, guys. I prefer the metallic blue. That looks so much better than this one. She still has the window bars there. You can actually see inside the diecast a little bit. There is the spoiler. Very interesting stuff. And obviously this is Thailand, as you can see. Made in Thailand there. So yep, here is the other China version, which is also metallic. So yep, if you don't believe me, there is the metallic wheels compared to blue. Yeah, just Mattel are just really fumbling the main line now, and it's not even funny anymore. Just keep it consistent. Yep, there's metallic, and this is China. Oh no, sorry, this is Vietnam. Whoa, this is why I always check the base. This is the Vietnam version. So even Vietnam, when we used to trash Vietnam so much, is just better, in my opinion. Like Thailand, Vietnam, China. There is also this, which is basically what it is resembling of. This is the non-metallic China release with the window bars. Yep, metallic. Just looks a lot better. And obviously there is the base. Like I said, there is so many versions of Cruz out there now. And also there is this one as well, which I don't know why I have it. I guess because the metallic paint is a lot darker. Yeah, this is China. So yeah, the China new. China old, China new. The old China is just so much better. It's just a real shame, in my opinion, that we just come to this now. let's get over with Radiator Springs McQueen and let's end off this video. So here we have the Chase. Oh wait, what? He's not a Chase? It doesn't label him as a Chase in the packaging? That's a shame. The Chase is being re-released again. But yeah, this is the new China one. This is the 2024 metallic sort of Lightning McQueen. There's the base. You can see made in China. This one made in Thailand. And actually, I gotta say that the China one is slightly better, which is why I left this one for last. Could have a sip of water. But yeah, the China one is definitely a lot better than the Thailand one for sure. The Thailand one is just way too metallic, in my opinion. The Rusty's logo there is a lot better as well. Going to the side. Yeah, look how much better those wheels are compared to that graininess down there. You can see the lightning bolt there. And also if you look at the sponsors, like, you can't even read no stall. Like, we know it's no stall, but that is no stall. Look, that is so much better. Mood springs revolting. Yep. Lily Talkie pistons is there. Yep. The China one is just so much better, guys. And I can't believe I'm saying that for once. One of the positives of China being back, I guess. You see that there. The windows are also ever so slightly different. The big 95 there on the top. Interesting stuff. Can't forget to show this ugliness. This is the Vietnam version. Doesn't have the base holes. Yep, you can just see the 3 colour difference. So Thailand, Vietnam and China. Obviously Vietnam doesn't have the black gap between the teeth there. So yeah, interesting stuff. And obviously this is the original China, as you can see here, 2007 release. Wow, just wow. See how much bigger the Rusty's logo is. It's not as grainy. That is still grainy though. So new China, even for the Radiator Springs McQueen, is way much better. Except for the sponsors down here. 95 is bigger. Fuel cap, yep, way much better. There's the back, which I haven't shown off at all actually. So there is the Vietnam one, and here is the Thailand one. Thailand, Vietnam, China, China. Interesting actually. Really interesting. So there is a look at McQueen, and I guess now let's just do an outro, and then I've got to edit this video, so this is going to be a really long video for you guys. Sorry if I fell down, but I'm just really worried about the cars line for the main future, especially from 2026 and beyond. Anyways, let's get all the new China versions back and then do an outro. So here we have all the new China variants from this case. For Dexter, definitely a positive. I would definitely go through the China version. Brad, I can't really compare, so he is an A for me. For Ralph, definitely the China one. Radiator Springs McQueen, and definitely the China. The King, I would stick with the Thailand one. For Marlon, I would go with the new China. Thailand for Hot Rod Smokey. Probably China for Doc. Thailand for McQueen, or actually original China. And the same with Cruz. Obviously, I didn't show off these guys here because they are in separate videos. But yeah, that is a real shame about the new cars in this case. Still no new release as of yet. I know for a fact we're getting a few multi-packs with the metallic Michael Rotor pack, so that is pretty cool. But I guess, and also Smith's Toys, it looks like cars are going from $6.99 to $8.99, which is a real worry for cars collectors in the future. I'll see you guys in a week's time. Hopefully my mood will have changed, and hopefully there's been some new reveals since then. I don't even know how long this video is, but if you want to watch separate parts of these cars, I'll leave the timestamps down below. And until the next video, which will be in about a week, peace everybody.